welcome to another episode of 40 Quick Soccer Podcast for us, by us. Talk about the intersection of black culture and soccer. It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
We're back here, and I bring friends. Bring friends. Got your boy here, Greg, over here. Got my main man, TK on the ones and twos. What's good with you, bro?
Chilling, you know what to do.
Cool. Live from Chateau de Devon. We got Devin the Dude. What's good with you, boss? Congrats on the house, dog.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Hey, man, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Vibes and caffeine.
Right.
Soccer.
I didn't see that until just now.
Once we get all this Prideteenth release, once that buzz dies down, you gotta kick it back up with the vibes and caffeine. Like so that, buzz comes down, vibes and caffeine goes up. That's how it works. That's how it actually works.
Is that in the FTC catalog?
Not yet.
Or in the TC catalog? I'm just curious.
Soon. Very, very soon.
I got that exclusive joint right now, all right?
Oh,
yeah, you got that pre-release.
Yeah,
pre-release.
Testing it out.
The print before the print.
Yeah, so right now the focus is Prideteenth, and we're gonna talk about all that in a little bit. And also joining us straight from her own Juneteenth celebration, where she was showing off the guns and showing off the most world-class meme ever created.
Hotep meme.
Did not ask to be
follow her,
but all right.
I will follow her for
They
the
never
rest
do.
of her life.
They never do.
Sales, how you doing, girl?
I'm tired, man, but good. So yeah, the game could have gone differently, but
hey,
for the
you know
people
what?
inside, I think. But
you know what? Just for the fact that City of the Roos back, she scored, just that moment. I'm like, just like listening to the interviews. Mind you, this one over here was, had a little bit of access Monday night to ask a question to Miss LaRue.
I did.
And just like the level of emotion that she had in just her first game back. It's been 311 days since she messed up her knee, and apparently like she went through it times where she couldn't walk.
Yeah, it was a super weird injury. Like, that doesn't happen to many people.
Yeah. And it's it was definitely a big deal, I think, for obviously for her, and also for the Angel City fan base in LA, because I mean she is essentially a child of LA, having UCLA and everything. Like that's her city. Yeah. So I think that it was definitely important to her to come back and do her thing. Granted, it was in a loss, but at least we're back on the right track now.
Well,
so
and I mean the connection was Thompson to LaRue. You're missing one. Yeah, they get her back in time.
One more.
It might be on, man. It might. To me, if they get in, I don't want to play them.
That 2-3. I mean,
if they get in, I want no part of that team, man. We can't defend it. And we got a good defense.
Man.
We can't defend that.
We know who comes to Audi Field this weekend, so
yeah. Well, you gotta defend Sid too now, so we'll see what that look like.
Hey Sid, we happy for you, Sid. When you score, when I cry, you cry. We cry together, Sid. So
that is absolutely true.
True.
It's absolutely
it was
true.
wonderful.
Of course, shout out to her son, because even in the moment of all the emotion, it's like all like that sweaty kiss. Like we good.
Yeah, it was great.
But yeah, man. It's been a couple weeks since we have been on the air. Just life has been lifing like a mug. And both good and bad. We'll probably get into that, and probably in 2 up and 2 down. But yeah, man, it's a lot going on. It's the end of the European season, so this is very European heavy. But we are going to touch on some American stuff this week, because we didn't have a weekend episode this week, so pretty much we're going to try to blow this up just a little bit, just a scooch. But yeah, we had the women's UEFA Championship final this past weekend between Wolfsburg and Barcelona. This weekend we got the men's final between Man City and Inter Milan. I don't think it has to be said who I'm going for this weekend, because I mean, especially after they managed to eke things out against my boys on Saturday. I'm like, we can't have this trouble happen. We just can't. So
I'm over it at this point. Go ahead and win it all. I'm over it.
I mean, it's not my fault that y'all had 93. Y'all led the league for 93% of the season, and managed to.
You know what? Let's not get
that.
into it. Let's see. Here we go. There's that B word, right? So we didn't have our starting 11. Our starting 11 since March 15th. Our entire starting 11. They got people. They just connecting the dots. They can shift in and so on and so forth. We got a young squad. We ain't had our starting 11 the entire for 3 months. 3 months, and we still put up a fight. So
I will say this to your argument, and this is where and we talked about this a little bit during our last episode. Like it's very difficult to compete with Man City's depth. So like when somebody goes down, I mean, like you have a guy that's probably starting on 90% of the clubs in the world right there on the bench. So it's one of those things where like how do you keep up with that? Like it actually makes what Liverpool did a couple years ago all the more impressive because I know they don't have the same type of depth, but they managed to keep up with them for 2 years. And what we have here is like I think that Arsenal is probably a year ahead of schedule now. They get to regroup, figure out who else they need in the transfer window. I mean, things are looking up. So, we're not gonna make a big bottle out of things. Just gonna make a little bottle. Just a little bottle.
Airplane bottle. Love it.
Yeah,
airplane bottle job. It was a bottle job, but it was an airplane bottle.
It's still a bottle. It's like we gotta see how things go in the off season. Like I said, like you have there's
my team got a
opportunity here. I
trophy
mean,
in the past few years. I'm good. I know they're trash.
I mean,
that's fine.
Once again, we have another crunky team. We're going for a championship this year. Maybe, next year, maybe it'll be y'all's turn. But once again, there's hope. I mean, we had the Rams win one. We had the Avalanche win one. The Nuggets are in the finals right now.
True.
And like I said, we just
the Dodgers, right?
that one.
Oh my!
That one. Which one?
Who's the baseball team? Don't they have a baseball
the
team?
Rockets. I don't think it was the Rockets. I don't think.
Nah, I don't think
Could be
so.
wrong. Yeah, but I mean, it's just that
Todd
one left.
Gurley owns the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I said
That guy.
Yeah,
That guy.
What
We'll get to him in a minute. But
he owns the Rapids, right?
Kroenke does, yeah.
Yeah, Kroenke owns the Rapids.
Yeah.
He owns the Rapids.
I mean, yeah. So hey, you never know. Like maybe the Raptors will get it next year.
Yeah, next year. I'm like, this year. No.
Oh man.
I paid to see that.
But yeah, man. It's like I said, like one day y'all's time will come. But yeah, I wanted to touch on the women's final that happened on Saturday. First of all, so why is that game in the daytime?
Fantastic question. They should probably be under the bright lights, right?
That's what I'm saying. Especially for a game that went the way it did. I imagine if that was, primetime nighttime, just like any ordinary Champions League final. I'm like at the very least had the final at night. I mean,
yeah,
I get it if you got it. Like it's Saturday, put it under the lights and give it the spotlight it deserves. But yeah, like this was I want to say it was a classic because we had a nice old comeback happen. Wolfsburg went up 2 in the first half, kind of like Liverpool back in or Milan back in 2005, and then the second half, Barcelona pulls the Liverpool and takes it all the way back and wins 3-2. I mean,
yeah.
Like I said, because the game was so early, I didn't realize it was so early. So like I actually missed it, the first half. Like what happened during that first half?
I mean, Wolfsburg played most teams, not all teams. There's been a few exceptions like Lyon last year, but most teams play some form of suffer ball against Barcelona, right? Because they're going to possess. They can work tiki-taka. They can work the ball through your lines. You have so many players can play in so many positions. It's constant movement. They don't have a problem recycling it 5 times. Even without Patelis, they have Bonmati. They did not start Padre. They probably should have. But it worked out for them in the end. And they have a solid defense, right? Like, my argument with Spanish defenders, and maybe Moppy's the exception, is speed can beat them, especially their outside back. I know because every time we beat their Spanish defenders on national team level, it's been with speed wingers. So it's doable, right? And Wolfsburg has those kind of players. And it was also very evident, the one tactical thing that I thought was really smart in the first half from Wolfsburg is they put Eva Payor on Lucy Bronze. Because
I forgot Lucy Bronze was on Barcelona. I'm like,
and they paid a lot of money for her.
I believe it. I mean,
it was expensive. Her girl was more expensive, but she's never been great at that, right? 2019 semifinal. Presses that header, she was open like 3 other times before that. And that goal came in the 10th minute. Like, it wasn't, she struggles to mark speed. And so putting Payor, who's both fast and strong, right? Not something we say about white players all the time. And also technically sound, obviously. But putting her on Bronze was really smart. And she scored the goal by pressing in the first few minutes. And then she assisted, perfect pass, to Alexander Pop, who might be the best header of the ball in the world. That's what she does. That's why we should be very scared of Germany. But, I mean, that's really what happened. And then they just did a lot of defending, a lot of clearing. And Barca, quite frankly, didn't play well. They didn't shoot well.
I mean, that first half, I finally got the game, like, right as the first half was ending. And, of course, at the time the final was playing, the FA Cup final was also playing. So, like, I'm trying to keep up and go back and forth. And it seemed like every time somebody scored, I was on the other game. And I switched back, and somebody was scoring. I was like, you know what? Like, this is how my life is going right now. But yeah, Barcelona. I would love to know what that halftime speech was, because they definitely came in with, just from how the pundits are calling the game, like they came in with such with the energy ready to come back. They started off with the first goal. They had 2 like within 5 minutes.
One word, Padre.
Yeah, Padre changed. So they made the sub. It was Padre and what did they bring on with her?
I just specifically remember Padre because boom, because instant impact, right?
Yeah, so they brought on Padre, and I mean, just 2 goals in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just it can play everywhere, right? I think I just saw a note on that today. In the last 3 finals, because Barcelona's been in the last 3 finals, she's played 3 different positions. She played center back, and then she played striker, and then she's played the 8. I think she did center back. She played the 8 last year, and then she played striker, obviously, this year. And so, she's such a versatile player, and she's good. She's Crystal Dunn. Like, she's very much good at any position, and world class at any position.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that made the difference. I'm not 100% sure why he didn't start her, but it ended up working out for him. I just thought Barca clearly had the locker room speech of a lifetime at halftime. It was like, we're not losing again this way. I think after last year, and the truth is, Wolfsburg has depth, but not in the way that Lyon had it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. And yes, Wolfsburg has won Champions League, but it's been a while. Mm-hmm. They just don't have the pedigree Lyon has, right? That Lyon team last year.
I mean, Lyon is different. So,
well, that Lyon team last year also heard a whole lot of people saying Barca was the standard when they had won 7 or 8 trophies. They took that very personally. Wolfsburg's not quite there anymore, though they're getting back and they have a lot of young talent. I wish he had moved Svendis over in the second half to Lucy Bronze's side. Mm-hmm. Because I think while her speed was still there, that would have worked.
Yeah, she was spent by the end.
Yeah, she was defending. I mean, Zenda spent most of the game defending. A lot of that front line spent the game defending. So I think they were just spent. Having said that, the winning goal was just, they should have cleared it. Like, it wasn't, they gifted that to Barca.
Yeah, it was in the mixer.
Yeah. Now, do I think Barca would have won anyway? Probably, but they probably would have gone to overtime or extra time. Like, they just put it in the mixer. They didn't clear it. They were down a player because they had a weird sub thing where Jesse came on. For Barca, the Wolfsburg sub was standing next to her, but they didn't let the Wolfsburg sub on. And I think, probably through the team, but that you can't turn off against Barca. That's not how it's going to work. But yeah, it was, and then once Barca scored that goal, it was just closing out the game. Though the very last play, man.
Right. Should have been a goal.
That should have been a goal. Wolfsburg should have tied that game.
And I believe, if I remember correctly, Barca should have had a fourth. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They missed a couple of sitters too. But yeah, I mean, it was a good final. Like, it wasn't lopsided. It was a 1-goal game, and it was a tale of two halves, and that's what you want in a Champions League final.
Absolutely.
So yeah, as the game grows, that competition grows. They keep changing the qualifications, the coefficients, all that stuff. But as that grows, and DAZN now is going to charge people next year to watch it. Yeah, I think putting it at night, putting it in places where it's accessible, it's exciting, and you can see teams now making moves to try to get that trophy. I think Barca's the new standard. I also think teams maybe aren't as scared of Barca, and you can see a few teams being like, okay, I know what pieces I need now. So,
I mean, until we figure out like what's about to happen with the Lyon women, I think that right now Barcelona definitely is a standard. But of course, I think it's a more attainable standard, I guess you could say, because it means there are other teams that are, within a really good striking distance of Barcelona. One being, y'all's favorite team. Like the real Chelsea squad right now.
The only one I acknowledge, yes.
Which might be adding someone in the next, week or two.
You gonna let me back on the show?
We don't talk about that.
You gonna let me back on the show so I can just be a horrible person for an hour?
Until said person is in the reveal video.
I need her in the kit before I can truly be the worst version of myself.
I mean, but I'm just saying, that seems to be the case, in soccer these days. There's rumors that the deal is done, and we just gotta wait for the reveal video. So there's a couple. There's one guy in particular that might be doing it over here.
Yeah,
that we'll get into in a little bit. But like I said, all I know is when that day comes, I'm muting you. I'm muting Dre from Diaspora. I might have to mute Coach too.
Just mute all the group chats. Just mute all.
You might as well mute us. That's fine.
TK is usually kind of chill on Twitter, so I don't think I'll have to mute him.
Nope.
But
Mark, he might talk his man.
Nobody's gonna be chill when that happens. Are you kidding me?
So I'm already preparing myself. So and just the fact that there's people who actually I want to say I heard some because the farewell video on Twitter came out today as far as Kat leaving leaving Lyon, and I was like, of course I'm looking at some of the comments, I'm like, y'all are happy she's leaving? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
Yeah.
I guess because Lyon has been just that stacked, it's like, we can do without her. I'm like, all right. I don't know too many 22, 23-year-olds balling like that, but hey, go off.
And in that announcement video, when she descends from the sky, and then the kit just falls on her because she is the second coming. I will love her, and that's fine. I will love her enough for everyone. It's all good. And LJ renewed through 2026. Woo!
I mean,
y'all's favorite outside back, right, is probably gonna be there too. Y'all want a kid? Everybody in the 2-6 family is in the Ashley Lawrence fan club. So, hey.
Listen.
It's a good fan club. It looks
like at the very least, Boley can do something with the women's team.
Well, that's because he has a stable coach. That's because.
No, I need you to eat that statement. because look at what has happened to the club, the status of the club. If you look at the roster, and I guess we're gonna go and just dive into this in a loop here, but look at the roster of the Champions League winning team, and tell me how many of those players are still here. Yeah. Even including the manager. It's like
it's kind of wild that was 2 years ago.
I can't believe it.
It's also kind of wild that the entire roster is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Havertz. Is Havertz still there?
Havertz is
he's
still here, but he's either looking at Madrid or Munich.
He should go back to John. I think he should go somewhere where he doesn't have to be a 9. That's what I think.
He's really he should be our 10, but we got Nkudu.
Yeah, we're good there.
Yeah.
Him, I'm actually very excited about. I think.
Yeah.
And then of course, there's that one guy that still needs to be addressed.
He's going for 20 mil to
if he brings Meg with him, he can come back. If he brings Meg with him, he can come back. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. That's worth the money.
No exceptions.
Like y'all just want the picture of her to jersey. That's all y'all want.
I'm sure. Oh my god! If I got Megan to tell, oh my god!
I'll see her in Grego's kit before I see her in London blue.
Yeah, I think he stays. He seems happy in Italy despite the racism.
Yeah,
there's racism everywhere though. So
same skin, y'all. We're all the same skin.
Okay.
So.
Is that what the match is going to be? The same skin match? What are we doing? They said we've solved racism. We're going to have a soccer match.
Remember, that's what Steph said. We're all good. Like we
shouldn't have to worry about anything.
Got this man quoting on the World Cup.
but while we're on Mr. Lukaku's team, let's pivot over here to the men's final.
Yes,
it's this Saturday.
Yeah.
In Istanbul, we got Man City and Inter Milan. Man City is going for their first ever treble, having won the FA Cup this past weekend against my guys, United. And so, Romelu Lukaku, you're my only hope.
Lukaku.
I think you got better luck with Lautaro.
I was gonna say,
I'll take him. I'll take Dzeko. I'll take just about any of them. I need for them to have the game of their lives because, just like I feel like it's kind of like how I thought about UGA when they weren't winning anything. I need it in my soul as far as them not winning in Europe. Like I need that bad. But it seems especially after watching, actually we talked about last episode how they beat Real at home in the second leg, and then quite honestly, during the FA Cup it was never really a case of, it never felt like we were really in it. It's like, hey, as long as once Gundogan decided, hey, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go ahead and empty the chamber the past month, and
he said
it's hard to keep up with. Said next level.
He's probably the best player in the world right now.
Yeah, he's out of his mind right now.
And so it's hard to say I don't want them to win, but it's hard to see how they don't win.
Yeah. I think everything would have to go right for Inter, and some things would have to go wrong for City, which is not impossible, but I think City's been close so many times. I think Pep has finally gotten out of his own way. And he also got the robot that they built in the lab, so...
Yeah, the Terminator,
right.
And that's the crazy part is that he was pretty quiet in the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
It was like
he didn't need to be, right?
That's where, that's how you're just dealing with a team who just has that many weapons.
Yeah.
that you have to account for. I mean, you have Gundogan, you have De Bruyne, you have Haaland,
Silva.
Like, dude.
Yeah,
Just slice
you can just name people all day.
Slice you. Yeah.
And that defense ended up being better than I thought it would be at the beginning of the season. Like, I mean, Kyle Walker's still very good, but I didn't know Ake and Akanji would be this version of themselves. Like, him moving Stones, like stroke of genius, like just little stuff.
I mean, like, listen, when you have that many options and they all decide to pick at the same time, like, it's hard to say, that it's just not there. Yeah. And again, Inter, I pray.
Praying for you.
I can't really root for Inter, guys. Sorry, I'm a Milan girl. It hurts. Can't do it.
Which is your Italian team?
Milan, baby.
Milan.
We've had a rough day. I don't want to talk about it.
I think you saw my tweet on that. That really,
my guy, like the club, the man. Really,
dude? Like,
we got Champions League. Like, I know we crashed out, but we got to the semifinal. We made it again. I don't understand.
This dude brought this. We're talking.
We want to Scudetto, like, bro.
Make it make sense.
I don't get it.
And not
Italian
just
football. That's what it is. I don't got no other.
It's one of those things where.
Yeah.
How can you be racismo towards Maldini?
It's like, though? Like, how you fire
that is Mr. Milan. That's Mr. Milan.
Like, no one's more Milan than Maldini. Like,
this is true.
And how you gonna fire the handsome man? Like, come on now. That's not how you treat handsome men.
Like, nothing about that makes sense. Yeah. And like, this dude brought them back to relevancy, and you fire him. Like, are you? He's loyal.
Like, he's the most loyal to the red and black. Like,
this is like, you know how they use that, how they use the dual two terms here, like whether you're fired or you mutually part ways. That's one of them cases where it's like, you need to go ahead and say we mutually parted ways.
Right.
We don't want to. This is a soft landing here. This is not like, hey, you out. Like, you don't do that to Paulo. Like, that dude is, that family is 3 generations deep.
Like, it's wild.
He made
like,
it's wild.
Like, that absolutely just floored me today. I was like, you got
floored everybody.
To this day, if you say name you a Milan player, you're saying Paolo Maldini. To this day.
But I appreciate giving us the time for that rant. Yeah, that was necessary because that deserved a what the fuck. But yeah, back to the final. Well, how are we looking as far as scores? How much of a chance this?
I was gonna say 3-1. City. 3-1
TK.
And at least one of those, I think Haaland gets a goal.
Haaland gets a goal, and Inter's one is going to be 90 minutes in.
Like late
I
goal.
think you guys are being too kind.
We are.
Oh, he said it's a certified beatdown.
Dude, I think 3-1 is how the first half ends.
She said that's the first half scoreline. Damn. All right.
So what's the?
This ain't the Italian national team. This back line. We could say it like that.
True.
I guess.
That's true.
All right. This probably gonna be like 4-1, 5, maybe 5-1.
It has the potential.
Well, that's why I feel like it's going to be a party at halftime. And they're going to come out and slip a little bit, but they're still going to win.
They'll put it on cruise control by the 60th minute. Like, hey, we got this, man. Just don't fuck it up.
Well, I think it's just going to be this overwhelming. It'll be like you're going to see something maybe happen with the fans, like where the supporters, like the fever pitch hits, and it starts to overfill like maybe too soon.
Well, hopefully they have a smoother entrance to the stadium for the fans than they did at last year's final. That mess was nonsense.
I mean, hopefully there's no delays. I know things right now in Turkey are a little crazy. Right now, we just had an election that we kind of sideways a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like I said, hopefully, like of course, last year with the ticket situation in Paris, hopefully everything goes smoothly this year. Of course, this is the first time they've been at the Istanbul since the famous night in 2005 between Liverpool and AC Milan, and so like I think it's still that they're going back there.
It was a very good night.
And as far as my prediction goes, all I got is pain. That's all I got. One way or another,
you wear that kid proudly. You wear that kid proudly, though.
Yeah. It's like, who's gonna suffer? We already know.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I love final. The day of the final, like that's like I'll like even like when the home team here is playing, like I'll make sure I go watch the final first before I go to any United games. And like I feel like that's like the closest individual game to the Super Bowl. And of course, especially once they moved to the Saturdays, I was like, oh, like this is absolutely perfect. So it should be a big day, and hopefully City fans never get to experience joy.
I mean, they've experienced enough joy as is. So I
right,
mean,
I'm like, they seem pretty happy, right? My City friends seem pretty happy right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I bet they are. Actually, hopefully they don't choke like they did 2 years ago. So yeah,
I appreciate that choke job 2 years ago. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, like in Conte. I guess we can go ahead and get on this because, like, of course, with the end of the year comes, of course, our favorite time of the year: transfer rumors and transfer moves. And I have to say, like, we've had some big names get laid out here already, just in at the end of the club season. But yeah. Our boy N'Golo Kante looks to be heading over to Saudi Arabia, and for a reported $100 million a year. Whew. Now, there's a bigger fish that we're going to get to in a second, but I do need to just mention this real quick.
Tell me how many lemon cakes I can buy from Sara Lee with that.
Oh, far too many.
Oh, man.
But so it seems like the Saudi League is making a very huge step towards, like, hey, we're like all your big names, they're coming here, and we're going to pay them uncontrollably because we can do that. Yep. I mean, they already got Mr. Seven a few months back. Our guy Big Body Benz is heading over there for what, almost $300 million a year?
Oh no, 6 a year. 6 a year.
Another Bentley a year.
Ooh.
In 2 years he'll make $1 billion.
God, Jesus.
Boy, that video, that intro video is going to be disgusting.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he does next.
The production quality is about to go up even more. Man's got money.
Opulence is
it's gonna be ridiculous stuff.
It should all be AI. I mean,
but our guy Yogi brought up something in one of our 1200 group chats earlier today. That actually, I didn't realize it was a thing, but it actually makes a whole lot of sense. Apparently, the Saudi League is targeting major Muslim players, obviously for the culture connection, and obviously for just having the toy basically.
And I mean, Mecca's in Saudi Arabia.
True.
Well, and they're saying like, hey, come make your trip to Mecca.
Do your Hajj, yeah, you can do your Hajj.
But even for all that, like, if you could have paid Conte $30 million. Say, hey, we'll still pay you like a prince. Just say, hey, hey, let's go ahead and just stack it up to where you can't say no. Just go ahead, just give you just a ridiculous amount. Yep. I mean, they already gave Mr. Seven a ridiculous amount. They tried to give Messi a ridiculous amount, but he allegedly he passed, and Benzema got an offer he couldn't refuse logically. And then now Conte, of course, in the back of my mind, I was thinking like, if Pogba has another bad season at Juve, Sarri's going to be looking pretty good pretty soon.
Yeah.
But
they got that play different money, man. Got that.
So here's the rundown. I think
okay
for this. All right, so we did this initially. It was this is probably really 3.0, but we're gonna say for this purpose it's 2.0. All right.
Okay.
1.0 is China. We had this happen where China was throwing buttloads of money. We were like, what are these guys doing? What are they doing? The wages. It's not a supported, sustainable structure for wages. No, they got the money. So like this is 2.0. Saudi is doing it with a little bit of an extra incentive now, especially on the back of the World Cup. They're really gonna now. If this is the time to buy in, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was part of their whole plan from 5 years ago.
It wouldn't be especially shocking. I mean, they have uncontrollable amount of resources. So again, like for them, spending $100 million on Conte is like MLS spending $10 million. It's like it's nothing. It's like it's a drop. It's a drop in the bucket. And so we have a situation where actually I think it affects a league like MLS that tries to go over the same players and offer them still a healthy amount of money, but nobody in MLS is offering $500 million for 2 years. That just ain't happening.
They don't got it. What you mean?
Well, we'll see.
No, that's not even the case of we'll see. That's the case of like we're gonna have to like put our opinions together, put this on layaway for a couple months.
Put that joint on Klarna or Square or
on a firm. Like we pay every 2 weeks. But yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Like, I mean, whatever they told Messi, it must have been real good because I know that I'm pretty sure they offered him. Hey, we'll give you a seat in the royal family if you come here. But
it looks like, could you imagine them saying that? Like, imagine just like being a fly on the wall in that room.
I could imagine them offering a good amount.
Yeah.
There's a story of Lil Wayne that came out like a year or two ago of like how apparently when he flew in, the people who were checking their bags had some type of issue, and he got pissed and left. And one of the emirs, called him, apologized all up and down, and to make up for it, they were like, "What color do you like? Like black or red? Black. You want Ferrari or Lamborghini? Lamborghini." And he had that junk in at his crib in like 2 weeks after that. Like that's the type of game that they're playing, and for whatever project that they're trying to do with this league, as far as making it a big name league around the world, I'm pretty sure they're willing to do whatever it takes to go ahead and get the right names in there to get on the map like that. So
football is status at the end of the day, right? Like, for all the power that they have, it's the one thing that they haven't really been able to buy into yet. And so now they're just like, well, I mean, let me rephrase that. They clearly have money in other teams abroad, but in their own league, it's the one thing they haven't really put their money behind. And so now they're like, we'll do it this way because that's how we do everything else. We go get the biggest and the best and everything. Yeah.
I don't think they have the same hang up that China had as far as when China was doing their thing, as far as like you want these big name players, but we also want to promote the Chinese players as well. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're like, hey, we don't care about these players here. Like, hey, half of them might be slaves. Like, hey, we'll never tell.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, it could be 3.0 really, but it's definitely a different agenda of like what's going on. Yeah. China was definitely more self-promoting, like you're saying. There's probably some other little things like that even Saudi's doing. That's like, you can microanalyze it.
But as the resident Real fan up in the cultureverse themselves, I mean, I gotta say, Benzema's left a very I would say a very underrated legacy because, of course, like the first half of his career was so overshadowed by Mr. Seven that people thought that this guy was a scrub. Then he realized, oh no, this thing's been cooking the whole time. We had to,
he deferred, right? Like he had to be deferential.
Yeah.
To the star, right? There can't be two stars, right? They can't be two superstars. I should say. And so he kind of had to step back, be deferential. He was clearly loyal to the badge in ways that not the Seven wasn't, but listen, he's for hire, right? So and I think he bided his time, and when he had his chance, my goodness.
And that's the thing about it is that because by the time that Seven left, he was still like 33. So it's like you were thinking that he would probably be fading out too, and only come to realize that
he still got
gas in this thing.
He had a gear
and still made it work.
Yeah, I mean it certainly helped that like some of the younger dudes around him, particularly Vinny, came good. That makes you young, right? And listen, I don't know what's in the Croatian water, and he ain't got it every game no more. But that Elvin King can still conjure up some magic sometimes. So.
I mean, he's still staying for one more year, so we'll see how.
I don't know if Tony is. They definitely trying to upgrade that midfield, and Los Negros continues.
I mean, they have the pieces. Just a matter like, are we going to go full steam ahead with Los Negros?
It sounds like that's going forward.
Oh yeah, I mean, they let go of Eden too, so they make room.
Big booty has heart. Big booty.
They said peace, my God.
Actually, it was a mutual termination, but we know what that all means.
Yeah, that was definitely what
they finally got out of that contract.
Parted ways. It's like, nah, you can go.
Hey, he got Champions League out of it
somehow, some way. So I guess mission accomplished.
He got his bag, right? Like,
yeah.
What a sad story,
man.
What a sad story.
And he almost won all
the height of his powers, he was brilliant. He didn't train. Didn't like train.
He didn't train, and I mean, once you get a sniff of that big bag, you're just like, you know what?
I'm good.
I'm okay over here.
Yeah. That's how Gareth Bale was. Gareth Bale was like, you know what? I'm good.
I'll be over here playing golf.
I'm good on the link, shorty.
I think the timing was crazy too, though, because that was literally the same season as Vinicius was like, okay, let me break out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity was there, and Vinny was hungry, and so he took full advantage of that. And when Aiden just said, "Hey, I'll just be over here counting these chips. Hey, y'all do you. Y'all keep winning these trophies. I'll be over here getting the medals. Hey, it's win-win."
Right.
That man showed up with the coming.
Right.
Yeah.
My great grandkids are fed off that.
Oh, basically, but I mean, it's a great time of the year. Again, like the club season is ending, pretty much all over Europe. One last move that was finally came to its merciful conclusion is Mr. Lionel Messi is confirmed to be leaving PSG, and courtesy of our guy from Dream of Freedom, Cali Urrutia, sources say that deal's done, baby. He coming South Beach.
Multiple sources are saying that now. The time of when the announcement will be made varies by a couple of days, but
Inter Messi FC is a go. Messi League Soccer, it's a go.
Inter Messi.
All I know is I wish I had thought about getting tickets sooner, because man, oh man,
I got tickets to the LA game.
We were trying to pay some rents, some mortgages, some, try to put some kids through school.
You trying to buy a house?
I can be relieved of those tickets for the right price.
I'm saying, like, there's that very nice island that's got Silva's name on it, and say, hey, that the price is right.
Man. Yeah, it's wild, and I mean, if what I've heard is to be believed, it's a deal unlike I think anybody's ever signed before.
I mean, I would definitely think that. I mean, obviously, we'll get more details probably in the next week or so, but I would definitely think that he would have to get something close to what Beckham got, now, if not something to where he's got a piece of Miami itself. What do you show? Oh yeah, September 16th, Atlanta, baby.
I just realized I have these. This feels like power.
I mean,
got kids, man. You might be able to give them a nice Christmas.
That is one game where I'm like, you know what? It is okay if you don't go. Just go ahead, put them kids to school, man.
I'm also thinking of the traffic that get to that game, the parking. I was like, I don't know about downtown.
Anybody who goes to that game specifically, let's go ahead and take Martin.
Yeah, and you need to try to bring your car near.
Even then, it's gonna be flapping.
Supposedly, if the deal does go through, and so the first game back is DC United.
Yep.
Ain't no parking. Ain't no kind of infrastructure around Audi.
Yeah.
Parking over there.
And we can't sleep at the park. Is that not okay?
What's up?
No, there's no.
We can't sleep at the park. No, there's other parks, nearby.
Nah.
I mean,
take public transportation.
It's go ahead. Like I said, for those who come here to the Atlanta game in September, go ahead and take Martin. Like, don't because of course we've been mostly playing at the cap capacity of like 45,000, something like that. I guarantee you. Once this game gets announced, they'll be like, oh yeah, breaking news. We have decided to make all the seats available for our September 16th game against Inter Miami. No particular reason why. Just, hey, we're feeling generous.
Falcons can't sell 70,000. Falcons can't sell it out. Messi was like,
yeah. But it's going to be actually kind of funny because then there's going to be this. I predict a new thing in MLS in terms of who has sold out the most.
Oh yeah, it's gonna start to be like the NWSL where they just keep one up in attendance.
Come see Alex Morgan. Come see Lionel Messi.
Okay, Messi, I get though. Like, I mean, I would still feel away, and those fans are still gonna feel away. But it's Messi. I get it. There's one of those.
I mean,
it's
like this whole summer is going to be quite a scene. I don't think she would call
herself Messi either. Like, there's one of those dudes.
All right, but before we dwell on this, like, how long do we actually think he'll stay in the league if he actually does come?
I think he'll. If he does like a 2.5 year contract, I think he'll play it out.
I mean, okay. I think the biggest thing for him, especially if he still intends on playing for the national team going into 2026, I think at some point he'll probably make a leap either going home or possibly by that point he might be affordable for Barcelona to go back there.
That would be the most ridiculous thing ever.
I mean, I completely agree, but I said like by that point he'll be like what 37, 38.
Let's take him on a free.
I mean, yeah,
his wages
maybe.
They can't afford a transfer fee, so
no.
So
I mean, they gotta finish it. They gotta fix their stadium first. I mean, they got a lot of stuff to do.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, like they just closed down Camp Nou for their renovation, so they're actually going to be playing over the Olympic Stadium for the next 2 years. So again, with what money? They got to wait this one out.
Well, they won the league, man.
Money.
Like, they won the league, man.
They won the league, but that don't mean that they still got to pay. They still got to pay players they got. They still got to pay for the players that they want to try to get, and then try to pay for Messi too. Like,
so they won the league, and that helped, but crashing out of the Champions League hurt.
Yeah, right.
And the money in the Champions League. That's why Real Madrid don't care about Champions League. They don't care about it. If they win it, it's fine.
Right.
The money's in Champions League.
And that's why it'll be like, oh, that's a nice trophy y'all got, ladies. Look, we shame if we took that money from So, yeah. So we'll
Barca women spending money like crazy. I don't know.
They're gonna have to wait a while for Messi.
They want everybody.
But what's like that? That'll be. Yeah, we got a little while away on that one. Like we gonna see a whole lot of pink, almost pink around the country next couple months because everybody be buying pink jerseys for Messi and. I just want to see.
I just want to see his face when he got to play on a Wednesday in like Wichita, like
In
just
Chicago.
not like
I mean, Chicago,
like a USL,
not
like
bad.
just
At
nonsense.
least they're in Chicago now. At least they're in Chicago now. Like
They are.
If it had been Bridgeview,
So
if it had been Bridgeview, I'd be like, okay, good luck.
They gonna tell that man he playing in New York. He gonna get to Harrison and wonder what's going on.
but it'll be
Right.
You think that'll happen, right? Where they go and they go play. I don't know. They go play Alabama.
Right.
You know, they go play
Birmingham or
Birmingham.
Huntsville.
but that's not going to happen again.
No.
I'm telling you, watch what happens if and when Messi arrives.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never play another USL team.
Mm.
Not during his tenure.
It'll
And
just
if it
happen.
is a USL team,
They'll play him in US Open Cup, but you'll never see him actually.
no.
Yeah.
The only way they'll ever play a USL team in a Open Cup, it'll be like that one team that plays another MLS team. It's like, oh, they're playing Salt Lake, or oh, they're playing San Jose.
Uh-huh.
You know, like it's always one or two that's playing another MLS squad. I'm telling
San
you,
Diego.
Right.
Watch how.
Well, I mean, San Diego's scary. Get a MLS team though.
And that's why I said it.
Just
Yeah.
this is my
They're gonna
prediction.
go
But
to
just let's see.
Louisville and get a sniff of Butchertown, and be like, ooh,
Yeah.
hang on, yeah, we got it.
If
Yeah,
y'all
take a
send
step back
Lionel
here.
Messi to Kentucky, man, there's just some place
That'd be a
that
cru-
man's
that'd be
gonna
a
be like,
cruel
where the
joke.
hell am I?
Right.
That'd be a cruel joke, but hey, you know, it's all about experiences, man. It's all about
There's
experience.
some
As long
places
as I
in
can watch
America
it
I
on
need to
Apple,
fantasy just for fun.
Oh, and that's the other thing. Apparently, there's a teaser that came out today off of Twitter that Apple is doing a documentary on Messi,
Yes.
which of course they're being partners with MLS. I'm like, yeah, like I guarantee MLS money plus Apple. They said, hey, we got to go ahead and get somebody that'll come subscribe and watch the league. So
Because those numbers weren't hitting for those subscriptions.
well, from what one of Apple's guys came out, not this week, but last week before WWDC, and said that they're satisfied right now with the numbers. Of course, they didn't give any actual numbers, but they said right now they're looking okay. So we'll see like how much of a bump having Messi will bring. I would think that they would have some. I know that lately they put MLS 360 on YouTube. I think either this week or last week. What's up, y'all? But I know like either this week or last week they put all the games available for free off of Apple. So they're trying to do things to get people interested in and hopefully subscribe. But again, $15 every month. That's a lot for this one.
See, I got it for free. I don't know what next year's gonna look like.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I feel like it's accessible for free in some way.
Yeah. If you have T-Mobile, I think you can get it for free.
I can make you a sidekick.
If you're a season ticket holder, you get it for free. But again, if there's none of the above, it's good luck on that. 'Cause that's $15 a month. So hopefully that's a lot of
people will pay $15 for Messi though.
The new Apple logo is gonna be like how stickers are on the Apple. It's gonna be a picture of Messi's face on the
Yep, pretty much.
Actually,
playing a
I
long game. He's
predicted
playing
this
a
in
long
my
game.
head that it would be his hair. Definitely.
Oh, with the little
Or that little hand thing he's been doing since the World Cup.
I mean, when you see the new Vision Pro come out, when he have his logo on the side, you're gonna know what's up.
I mean, if that's the long game he's playing, I would take steak and Apple. That's probably the one thing that would make me turn down the Saudi money, because also he's already making Saudi money, so it's not like you don't got nothing. I mean, we don't talk. I know people don't talk about that because they like Messi. Messi likes money. He doesn't really care who gets it.
Yeah, so just run me my money.
Yeah, morals ain't really what he here for.
And while he's at it, just go ahead and just slide over, about like 10 of those Vision Pros, because $3,400, $3,499.
Bruh.
Those things are $3,500.
Tax plus tax. 8.5 in the city of Atlanta.
Boy, I better be feeling pain when I'm reading that thing.
Right? Like what?
Yeah, I think it's real. I think it's mad.
It better be Inception.
What?
And mind you, the Meta headset is only like $500. So like
$500.
Saying you want to spend $500 for Meta headset, or you want to spend $3,500 plus tax for the Apple Vision Pro. Now, mind you, the stuff that they unveiled was actually pretty interesting, and I think that, you know, like once people start to adapt their software and app and programs to it, there's a lot of potential here. But still, $3,500 plus tax.
That's wild.
Dog.
That's wild.
I can't wait for Disney Plus integration. Honestly,
that's pretty cool.
I think they're gonna, since they've already got this in the bag. Bye goes on the live stream. Man, this is, in my business mindset, this is like already at close to like 50,000 units, just based on Disney and Star Wars alone. Like then you add in I don't know, what's the Marvel, like probably another 100,000 units, maybe 150.
Wow.
Just on like on that, people who want to do that alone.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a very interesting time. Of course, we had our Apple versus Android argument earlier in life. I said, I am not the biggest Apple stan, even though I've slowly been adapting all Apple stuff. But I will say that was a very impressive presentation. I'm curious to see how things look at full maximum power. But yeah,
I'd hate to do a live stream like this with one of those, but
that's the first thing I thought in my mind. It's like we all look crazy with our headsets, but we're all recording each other. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean,
it all looks fine.
If you could see what I'm looking at, like obviously this is the screen, but there's another one here, another one here, another one here, like another one behind that one.
I see it. Like I said, we're here. We're definitely here.
I would love to replace those things.
But yeah.
Sponsored by Apple. Go ahead. No, finish the shout out of our Apple. Go.
One last thing on Real Madrid, with Benzema leaving. Who's going to replace him?
No. Let Sills though. Take this.
I don't like the name that's been going around.
That one, I'm like, that's an
How you gonna have
unserious.
Los Negros and Harry Kane, man?
Oh, the Great White Hope. That's exactly what England is. It's exactly what Los Negros is about to become.
I'm like, nothing about that one makes sense. I'm like, first of all, he's about to turn 30, and I'm like, he's not a big game player. And
Well, he's never been in one.
I mean, he had a championship.
He had one. He had one.
And
to
he
be
was
fair.
hurt. Like, he probably shouldn't have played that game.
Yeah, he really shouldn't have, of course. And because he's Harry Kane, they tried to go ahead and basically hump the glory and everything. And it's like that wasn't the move to make. Should have been like a second half sub at best, if at all. But and then that you have, of course, the runs with England the past couple of years. I'm like, no, like he's not a big game guy at all. And I'm like, apparently if it's not Real, you're talking about coming doing that. I'm like, dog, just go ahead and make Rashford a striker. Just like don't put us.
Rashford's better out wide.
I think the way that he's developing, I think we can afford to put him in front and then still work on Sancho.
Hold up play.
We'll see what happens with Anthony, because
you gotta figure out how to use his right foot. That's what you gotta do.
You gotta figure out how to keep his hands to himself.
That too.
Don't worry about that part first.
That too.
Hopefully,
Anthony out here benchmarking people.
Hopefully, Todd Bowley decides. You know what? We need a.
Oh, good pivot. Good pivot.
I'm like, hey, he's an England captain. We'll go ahead and pay $150 million for a guy that just turned 30.
We got a Brazilian and he cheats. Like, we got no.
I actually have news in regards to Todd Bowley buying the GWH, and that actually ended up with Chelsea winning the league. So if that were to happen, you never know. If they only focus on winning the league and literally throw away the FA Cup, throw away the Carling Cup as well, and only focus on the league, I think you could do it if you recruit it right. But you already have the right coach in place now, so go ahead and make that call.
It's not a bad coaching hire. I don't know if that's the first person I would have gone after.
Absolutely.
Trophies don't matter to him, so we'll see.
This is true. This is
to be fair, we turned him down at the summer.
I heard that's his Ole, so I don't know.
So.
We'll see how that goes. Like that. I'll go ahead and put out the programming alert now because, of course, we've been doing the weekend episodes and the international episodes, for the first 6 months of the year. Of course, with the European season ending, we're going to take a quick break from the international episodes and focus on the American soccer here. Probably by the middle of next month, we probably should be back with more international episodes. Of course, once the training camp starts and everything. But MLS, the WSL, we'll be sure to cover that. In the next few weeks, of course. In the next few weeks, I think some of us will be up in Richmond for the Henny Derby. Stay tuned for that. And of course, with the World Cup, Women's World Cup coming up in about a month
and a half.
It's exactly the day after the MLS All-Star match.
It
kicks off. So
we got stuff for that as well. So and allegedly, the ladies will be heading out to
a select few of us. Yes, if these funds. If they go ahead and make this Messi announcement, I might get there. We'll see what that looks like.
The Gold Coast awaits, man. So hopefully we'll get some good news. And I heard y'all also got some other good news that took place. Late last week? Silves?
I don't know. Everything's a blur. What was my news?
That is true, and we do need to make sure that we give your thoughts for yesterday, but. Friday with the announcement with Black Rosie Media.
Oh yeah. Our episodes are going to be syndicated. Black Rosie Media, so we're really excited. It's a really good. It's a natural partnership. Erica's cool people. We bang with her. She's always super supportive. So we're just really excited to bring together two Black media entities.
Yeah, shout out to Erica Ayala. Yeah, she's definitely been a friend of the Cultureverse. She's been heavy in covering hockey and women's game and on that end, and of course, the integration makes sense as far as bringing over the soccer end too. Again, it's getting real out here in these streets as far as just the amount of Black women taking over not just soccer but also hockey that's through her I've been able to learn quite a bit and again the question that you asked Simi LaRue last night is just as far as the representation.
Bro, I got to ask Sydney LaRue a question and she said hi to me so casually I was cool but that's Sydney LaRue. I was like, man.
Indeed. I know the feeling.
Got the kids. You got Rue eating her cookie.
Smashing that cookie. You understand me? Smash. She didn't care about nothing else happening in there.
But the Shea Butter, they were out Monday night with Angel City FC doing their Juneteenth celebration. Tell us about that. What kind of We'll definitely get to the sugar part in a second. Just tell us about the whole event.
Yeah, so we met with Angel City not quite 2 months ago, and they came to us to let us know that they were going to be doing a Juneteenth match or honoring Juneteenth during one of their June matches, and it was this one. The game was originally supposed to be on the 4th, but Lyon ended up winning the semifinal of the CONCACAF Champions League. So, the second leg was going to be in Los Angeles on the 4th. And CONCACAF said the game couldn't be moved to Saturday because they needed the field for practice and things of that nature. So, it ended up being moved to Monday, which is an odd time to have a women's game. But nevertheless, we were, determined to make the vibe, as black, as lit, as celebratory as possible. We wanted to make sure it was a celebration because that request came directly from the black players. So we wanted to make sure we were celebrating them and highlighting them. They wanted to be uplifted. And so, we just figured we'd bring our show and bring ourselves, and I think if it had been a weekend, we'd have had some other guests and things of that nature. But, with change, things we wanted to do. Some things got cut, but it was still a really good program. We got to do our podcast live for an hour. We had Simone Charlie and Angela Euclid on.
Alabama's finest.
Yes. And we had two amazing DJs that have worked with us before. It did a great job. There were teams full of little black kids, little black girls there last night that got to come. And so it was fantastic. There was dancing and there was food. There was great banana pudding and soul food. And man. I did not get banana pudding. I feel a way about it.
I haven't had a good banana pudding since my granddad died.
I know. It's funny. He said that and I was like, man, the last banana pudding I had didn't hit.
Yeah.
Best banana pudding I ever had just moved actually to Atlanta, so
dang.
I might have to look y'all up.
Sir.
I mean, we wait for you to come down here, man. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. Don't leave it hanging.
But I mean, it's definitely dope, to see, you and Sky do your thing, and those fresh and evenly yoked.
Yes, they came just in time. Made it.
Dog.
It.
Dog. Like, when I tell you the headache that Sky put me through trying to make sure those shirts got there on time, I went out of my own pocket to try to get them on Saturday, but UPS's website is absolutely trash, first of all. But yeah, like, thankfully everything came through. And I actually had some prints that I'd been laying around, so I was like, you know what? I had to make sure, because I know that Sky's got about like 20 different Shea Butter shirts, and I was like, I need to make sure that sales gets hooked up. So like, I made sure that they give you a good little load there, so that way you can rep the squad in the streets and everything. But
I appreciate that.
But yeah, for everybody out there, of course, you know what time it is. It's June, so you know what that means. It's Prideteenth.
Prideteenth.
And so bringing together both Pride and Juneteenth once again for 2023. We have new name sets. We have new shirts, which apparently have been very popular in the streets. And this shirt over here that Devin has on, like I said, in a couple of weeks we'll be dropping that one.
Okay.
Well, like we talk about the vibes and caffeine. I mean, sometimes, especially when you out here living that soccer life, like that is exactly what you need. Like, you need vibes and caffeine to get through. So you'll be seeing that in a couple of weeks. But yes, the Pride tee is out right now. The Pride name sets are out right now. Both of them you can get at ftcutd.com/shop. As with last year, proceeds from the name sets will go towards Athlete Ally and the Black Wellness Players Collective. The T-shirt will just go straight to Athlete Ally. I thought Nubia had an extra group, but she ain't got back to us on that. But that's okay. Like I said, we like both those groups are absolutely dope. We worked with them last year, and they're absolute joy to give to. And again, even if you don't buy our stuff, check them out and consider a donation directly. It's no sweat off of us. We want to give them the light and the platform, so it's no thing. But yeah, whether name sets, shirts, all that jazz, it's all available right now at ftcutd.com/shop. What else we got? Like I said, trying to. Like I said, I don't want to blow it up too big. Like I said, we're getting. We're running a little lost. Let's hop up here in this 2 up and 2 down. Now, one quick thing. I'm just go ahead and do a blanket down. Because we've been out for a couple weeks, so you missed rest and strength. Missed Tina Turner. Yo.
Yes.
That the life that she led, like, yo, there will not be another Tina Turner.
No.
It will be impossible.
The black community is mourning.
Like, it's
that's a true one of one.
Yeah, legend is overused, but no, not for her. Not for her. And didn't until she was like 70.
Yeah. I'm like, you managed to really have 2 careers, and especially with the way the music industry was, especially back then. Like, by the time you hit 40, it's like, hey, you're pretty much done.
Yep.
And all that. You managed to have a whole new resurrection after 40. Between rock music, movies, just doing the whole damn thing. I mean, again, one of one. And I don't want to. It's a complicated legacy, but also rest in peace, Jim Brown.
Yeah.
But I think that, at least for the positive, like, he's probably another one of one.
Oh yeah.
And I think that I got many friends out here who hold his name as far as his playing career goes in true high esteem. And even what he done off the field, at least the positive stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just when you like his street cred was always there, so to be able to reach out to different communities. So
yes,
there's nothing to be sneezed at. Again, we acknowledge. He wasn't always
a saint.
The bad saint, stuff was real bad.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Again, the good stuff was definitely worth paying tribute to, so we want to acknowledge that as well. So, rest in peace to Mr. Jim Brown.
All right.
All that being said, let's get up to the rest of these 2 up and 2 down. So, Devin, dude, I think you got some good news to share with us, man. What you got,
man? Too much is happening, man. New location around me, in a new spot, new house. So much going on, man. Thankful to be in the house. A little further from the job than I already was, but you gotta make those.
How you doing?
You gotta make those.
It's for the family, man. It's for the family.
Right here. This is how I do it. But not happy to be here. So a lot of unpacking to still do. But you got the rest of your life to do that, right? So
it takes that long to unpack, man. That's what they're gonna say.
Mental, proper mental.
Yeah, that's really my big up. Everything else is everything. Still employed. So
hey, listen.
Hey, you've been out. Yeah, you've been out here, man. So
that's not a guarantee in this world, though.
Yeah, man. Like, you're out here doing the work, man. So
truly, doing awards work, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Oh, and like, I think we can't forget the events from this past weekend's game. Like, hit us up on that, man.
Oh yeah. So essentially, we just had our the Washington Spirit. We just had our Pride Night just this past Saturday, and man, what a good time it was. It was definitely, the vibes were there, truly. The energy was there. We worked with a lot of LGBTQ organizations. I want to give a personal shout out to our community relations director who's worked so hard to build these partnerships. Especially we did a lot with Gabby Vincent, one of our former players, and Anna Helferty as well, one of our current players. It was just so much going on. We had drag shows all over Audi Field, especially our big halftime one, which was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was just so much going on at Audi. You had to just literally be there, and on top of that, we had a soccer match. So
Yes.
But ultimately, with that, it was a 1-1 draw. But like I said, the energy was there the entire time. It was a spectacular time. To be a fan of Woso, to be a fan of Pride. And I can't say it enough. It was definitely a one of a kind thing, and you just had to be there to truly get those vibes and experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely the pictures and everything. It was just that. It was everything. And also shout out to Gotham FC. They broke their attendance record for having like 15,000 at Red Bull Arena this past weekend. Again, right now things looking real good right now for the league, and hopefully that continues to grow even through the World Cup. So it's good stuff. Mr. Thundercat, what you got, man?
In terms of ups, just getting back from Detroit. It's not like what everyone thinks, I'm gonna throw that on face. So nice experience, nice time, nice people down there in Detroit. So shout out Detroit. And I guess I really only have one down. My son jumped out of his bassinet.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so we had a pretty crazy week last week, and then I was going to Detroit that weekend too. So it was pretty crazy, but everything's all good. There's that.
The daughter is active as well, so I definitely understand what you're going through.
Right? Yeah. You already know. Thankful for all that, but I don't sleep much these days. Even more so.
What is sleep? Not with a new,
even more
not with
so.
New babies. That's not how that works.
Again, vibes and caffeine is the motto.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do.
Dog.
Yeah, you on their schedule.
We're going to expand the brand so I can just be comfortable in the whole, head to toe, basically. If nothing else, maybe we can get a dad hat.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Simple request. Anyway, another up would be a Formula One, baby, Mercedes-Benz. We back in this man. I didn't even see the race. I just saw the results. But Lewis Hamilton finishes second. George Russell finishes third. And the Spanish Grand Prix, Max Verstappen took the win. So whatever. And then I think there was like one last thing I had like some vibes on, but I feel like I'm blanking and we're running a little over, so we'll just pass the mic. Fujila.
Cool. I will let Ms. Sills that clean up here. I got couple of downs and one beautiful up. First down is the men's national team, which while we were gone, apparently their interim head coach, Anthony Hudson, said, I'm out. It was actually just announced today that he actually ended up taking a job in Qatar.
Okay.
And
that's news to me. Continue.
Yeah.
Right.
And taking his place is a coach by the name of BJ.
Oh wow! Stop there. That's all right.
BJ Callahan.
Yeah, that's it.
And he was. I don't think he was the goalkeeper coach. Basically, he was like the assistant of the assistant of the assistant. I'm like, and of course, we're still in the process of trying to hire our permanent coach, which probably won't happen until after the Gold Cup. But I say all this is to say that all I need him to do is just make sure we qualify for Copa America. I don't care about the Gold Cup. That really doesn't mean much to me right now. I mean, especially since we're probably going to be called up to the B squad anyway and give them experience. But all I need him to do is qualify make sure we do all right in Nation League so we qualify for Copa America. Nothing else matters. Nothing else. And if you do that, hey, vaya con Dios. I got no. We ain't got no. But yeah, like it. Granted, everything was going to be a mess anyway, but just the fact that Hudson left before all this, basically, like with Nations League starting next week, it's like, yeah, that's some shitty ass timing, but that's just where we are. So all I know is do not rehire World. but yeah, second down. This is more personal stuff. I have literally been trying to been struggling with my truck the past week. Like back before we recorded tonight, I was just getting home because my tire blew up north of the wall up in Norcross, and I was on top of the engine issues that I was working on the past couple of days with Mayor Kane. I'm just like, dog, like I need a break, and I'm trying to make sure that my pockets don't get jacked before this trip in a couple of weeks, because I'm going up to Richmond in a couple of weeks for the Henny Derby, and then I'm heading down North Carolina for my family reunion. So I'm like, yeah, I need everything to be straight. So, fingers crossed, y'all. The one up is Ted Lasso had their alleged series finale a couple weeks ago. Very, very touching. Like this show has probably changed a lot of people's lives as far as just the actors who have played on that show. And it's done so well for the 3 seasons that it's been on. They did leave some cliffhangers, so it sounds like there might be a continuation or some type of spinoff away from Ted Lasso, from the Ted Lasso character, and just focus on everybody else. So I'm curious to see like what happens going forward. If you haven't watched the final finale, I won't spoil too much, but I will say Lemon's team. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. But yeah, again, this it's been such a good show. It's hit on so many topics that it's really just an enjoyable watch. And granted, it's on Apple, but again, hopefully if you have access to it, you won't regret it. It's such a good show. But that's all I got. Miss Silves, Miss T-Bird with the heavy hands. What you got?
Yeah, I guess the downs out of the way. I guess I know for you too, Grego, just the shooting today.
Yeah.
Huguenot High School right after graduation. I love where
That's
I'm from.
so fucked up in so many ways.
I love where I'm from, but damn, man, like sometimes they don't act right. Like you gotta let people have their joy. It's hard out here. It's hard enough out here.
I do want to add real fast that the lieutenant governor's on the news talking some crazy stuff too. So I just want to throw that in there.
Oh Lord! All right. So yeah, it's just sad. Like I said, you love your home, but sometimes you wonder what's happening. So there's that. But I'm glad Yogi's safe. I know he was close by, and so that's his alma mater. So definitely sucks.
Not.
I mean, it's been a wild couple of weeks for us too. I was sick, so we didn't get to record. I guess just a combined everything that happened around Vinny. I mean, it's been happening all year, but everything that went there and the solution, which is not a solution. And then last Monday, a WNBA chat got leaked, and we found out that pretty much everything we thought people said about Black media pretty much is what they say about Black media, not in a good way.
Hold on, what happened here?
Yeah, so
you missed that.
Yeah, man, there was a chat happening with some of the mostly white journalists, white male journalists that cover the WNBA, and some of the things they said about particularly the black women that cover the league.
I think I heard it.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't great, and they got exposed. Basically, it ended up being sent to one of those women, and real conversations were had. But it was also one of those just, what's happening. You usually don't get that kind of proof. It happened to fall into somebody's lap, but I think as somebody who covers the NWSL as black media, as black woman, watching that happen in a league where the majority of the players are black women and non-binary people, and for that to still be how media is treated and how, by extension, those players are treated, the people you're covering. It's just really disparaging. But having said that, it was beautiful to see, black media in different sports rally and have each other's backs, and that's really always the win in that. So I guess there's always a rainbow at the end of it. So it's just a lot of racism, just a lot of racism the past couple weeks. Always, but clearly the past couple weeks. Having said that, like I said, ending on a good note. So like I mentioned at the beginning, we did Juneteenth celebration with Angel City, so I certainly applaud them, Sid Luder said, for taking that on and sticking to their word, and doing right by their community and their players. We always want to do it bigger and better next time, but I thought it was great. And we couldn't have had two better guests than Angela and Simone. And just, if nothing else, at the end when Simone was done, there was just this group of girls, black and brown girls, just looking up at her in awe. And I can remember myself being that small and what I would have given to see somebody that looked like me, looked like the women in my family who kicked the soccer ball. That played the sport, that I loved, that did the thing that I loved, and their little faces were just, that's why we're here, the whole universe, not just Shea Butter. That's why we're here. So that's the only reason, but man, it's a big part of it. If you can see it, you can be it. And there was a whole lot of little kids yesterday who believe that now. So that's what it's about. So that just filled me, in ways that I didn't know I needed. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's always moments like that, like especially when you're not expecting it, because, this whole podcasting life and existence can be a real grind at times, just as far as, coordinating, life and all that stuff. But then, you have moments like that, and you just realize, one, somebody sees you. Mm-hmm. Two, you're seeing them, and you're like, hey, you're setting an example for people, good or bad. It's like, hey, hopefully we're doing this so that way, if you choose to do something like this, it's not as difficult for you in the future.
Exactly.
And that's just, it's gas. It's just fuel, like in ways that you just never even know. And that's something that I don't take for granted. And I'm so happy for y'all to have that moment.
Absolutely.
With there. And no matter what Sky says about her grits, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Nothing good. Listen, black people are not a monolith. She is allowed to have her wrong opinion.
You know what?
She's allowed to have her wrong opinion. It's fine.
I am ambigrit. I can do
ambigrit.
Both styles.
Wow.
Nigga here.
I can do both styles.
I just caught that.
I am bisexual.
Okay, we done.
I have to log off now.
Just go ahead.
Hey,
I'm gonna end the recording.
I happen to grow up around a great grandma who actually she worked in a cafeteria at Camp Lejeune, and just the stuff that you could do with food. I think I have a pretty good relationship with food, and I'm just as far as like, hey, there's not just one way to fix certain dishes. And it was like, oh, so like my taste buds can handle either one. So it ain't no thing. But yeah, the face that has taken over social media the past 24 hours. I mean, I had like once I saw it, I was like, that's absolutely getting me.
Oh
and
my god!
I thank you for it. I really do.
I mean, it was a true reaction. So I think Simone was more offended than I was, but she didn't make a face.
Oh yeah,
She was deeply offended.
I mean, you know, I can only imagine. You know, things are a bit more strict in Alabama, so it's like, hey, you can either be one or the other.
Yeah.
Where I came from, you could do both ways. I mean, hey, that's what happens in Pride Month.
True. There you go. There you go.
But yeah, like that was absolutely hilarious. And again, hopefully you all enjoyed the Juneteenth celebration again. Prideteenth, like I said, this is a whole celebration all month long. Again, make sure show your support. Help out the podcast, help out Athlete Ally, help out Black Women's Players Collective. It's all love this month. Hopefully all around. Of course, conversation continues as always on the socials. FTC,
UTT. That's quick.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. FTC Pod on TikTok. I think we actually did post a video recently. I'm not sure, but yeah. But again, make sure you're following the whole team. Two Cents FC, Shea Butter FC, Can I Kick It FC, Dreaming of Freedom, Walking 90. I think I finally got them all memorized for once, so go me. But yeah, man, like again, it's about to be a real fun month. And again, this weekend we got Men's Champions League final, and also, hey, LAFC, you tried, man. You really tried.
They were gonna do all that. They could have played on Monday. Shit.
Real
you tried, man. You tried, man. Like you were that close. It just wasn't close enough.
I have issues with your schedule.
But yeah, so we'll have one more good run for the international episode next week. We'll be back with the weekend episode this weekend. And again, it's about to get real this week, this month. So join us. Until next time, the coach is real. The coach is everywhere. Again, Janelle Monet. Thank you. We'll see y'all soon, and we out.
SCCLMore.